The end of the Champions League phase as we know it as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally that time. After waiting for so many months, match day 8 is finally here. And well, what can I say? This has been amazing, this Champions League Power Rankings League phase. This has been absolutely unbelievable. I've liked doing it every week. So everyone out there, thank you very much. Thank you very much for supporting Power Rankings, and hopefully the League Phase Power Rankings can continue this time next year in 2026. As well, while I'm here, hello and welcome here to this new preview show as well. Today, this will be a bonus preview show where I will be covering every singles team. So how I usually do 16, no, every single team. I'll be talking about all 36 teams in the all 36 teams in the Champions League, and then giving my final power rankings of the 2024-25 Champions League season in the league phase. I might do some for the knockouts, I might not, but who knows? Let's see. But while we're here, let's get underway, and for the final time this season, let's start off with number 36. Number 36, Slovan Bratislava, last time out. Number 35, playing Bayern Munich away. It was a step too far for Slovan Bratislava, in my opinion. As well, they have done fantastic getting here. Not a lot of teams would get here, especially from the playoff, the way Slovan Bratislava did. Getting out through from qualifying round 1 all the way to this stage is unbelievable. And for Slovan Bratislava, it is expected. However, they have done a brilliant task. They have been competitive, and that is all they want. They want to be a team that's competitive. In the latter stages, they are being competitive. At the start, they weren't, but now they're finally getting to grips. They haven't really done well in the scoring-wise. They've only scored 6 and conceded 24 goals. However, for a team that was expected to get 0 points, that is what they will do. And I think they will finish with 0 points. They have Bayern Munich away the last game of the season. Just show everything. Give everything, Slovan Bratislava. It's your final time in the Champions League, maybe for a few more years. So do you know what? Why not? Show everyone the occasion and show us who. Number 35, BSA Young Boys. Last time out, number 36, playing Crvena Zvezda at home. Unlike Slovan Bratislava, I thought it was a little bit more expected from Young Boys, but they have been terrible. And the reason why they have is because they have they have had 3 managers in this Champions League campaign. Patrick Graman was the guy who they had before when they beat Galatasaray in the playoff. Then they sacked him because they were doing bad in the league, about 9th in the Swiss league. Got Jules Magnan in. He didn't really last for much, and now they've got Giorgio Contini, who will do the favours for the last game of the season. But yeah, scored 3, conceded 23. That for Young Boys is not great, and it's fair to say that Young Boys' Champions League campaign this season has been fairly disappointing. Number 34, SK Sturm Graz, last time out. Number 31, playing RB Leipzig at home. For Sturm Graz, I like Slovan Bratislava a little bit less was expected because they haven't been in the Champions League for an awful long time. However, coming in as Austrian leaders, they would have expected to do a little bit better. But unlike the other 2 teams, at least they have points, and at least they did have a win against Girona. The person who did score that game was Mika Biriev. Now, he is 21, Danish star, now he's playing at AS Monaco. Their best player, obviously, is Otar Gitishvili, and he is still their best player as expected. And, well, for Sturm Graz, they've had some players that can turn it around. However, they were expecting not to do so good, so that is why they are, well, where they are. Number 33, Crvena Zvezda. Last time out, number 30, playing BSA Young Boys away. Crvena Zvezda are always that type of team that you think they're going to do really well. You think they're going to get out of that playoff round into the knockouts, but they don't. They don't. And well, this year was a little bit different as well. They had the quality. You had the likes of Silas from Stuttgart. You had the likes of Radi Krunic from Fenerbahce. But you've not gone through Crvena Zvezda, which is fairly disappointing. You had Young-Woo Sol, but you've been very disappointing. The best player has been Nemanja Radonjic, scored 4 goals in this Champions League campaign. But like you say, they have the massive parade winning as Budaglin back into the Champions League, and then they still do what they do now, which has to be a concern for Crvena Zvezda going forward. Number 32, Girona, last time out. Number 29, playing Arsenal at home. Girona, yeah, it's disappointing not to score for them. They've only scored 4 goals as it stands in this Champions League, which for a Spanish team is very disappointing. The defence has been okay. They have only conceded 11 goals in this league phase, but that is it. In my opinion, the result against Liverpool, that 1-0 loss, finished them, because I thought Girona was a better team. Like I said, the defence has been okay. They've only conceded 3 goals in 3 games, but it's the fact that they can't score which was a big worry, and which is why Girona have been eliminated from this Champions League phase. Number 31, Red Bull Salzburg. Last time out, number 32, playing Atletico de Madrid at home. Disappointing from Salzburg, and I actually think it was too little too late for when they did sack Pep Linders. I'm not saying that because I am a Manchester United fan. I'm saying that because RB Salzburg have been poor since they appointed him. They're 4th or 5th in the Austrian league. Similar to Young Boys having a terrible season. 4 goals, 23 goals conceded. They just haven't been great. They haven't been the Salzburg team as we know. And I think the first 3 losses, Sparta Praha, Brest and Dinamo Zagreb, affected them because it was all going to get tougher from that point. Number 30, Sparta Praha. Last time out, number 28, playing Bayer Leverkusen away. It all started so well for Sparta Praha with a 3-0 win against RB Salzburg at home and a 1-0 draw against VfB Stuttgart. But then the competitive games have become difficult in this Champions League. Sparta Prague are currently 3rd in the Czech League behind Victoria Pilsen and Slavia Praha, which isn't great, is not good for Sparta Prague. And I do think the trouble with them conceding goals in this competition is they switch off. They switch off defensively. The fact that they have Bayer Leverkusen this round, I think they may be in a little bit of trouble in this Champions League. That is why I'm putting them in 30th position. Number 29, Bologna. Last time out, number 34, playing Sporting Club de Portugal away. Similar problem with Girona, to be fair, for Bologna. They've been very good defensively, but they just cannot score. In fact, they've only scored 3 goals in this Champions League campaign. 2 of them were against Borussia Dortmund, which got Nuri Sahin sacked. The thing is with Bologna, they've played pretty well with the likes of Samuel Elneny Jr., the Aston Villa loanee, and Danny Joy. However, they just can't get over the line with the terms of wins. That is where they are. But to be honest, after a 60-year wait for Champions League football, I bet they are still glad the fact that they have witnessed Champions League football and that Champions League anthem in the Stadio Renato Dell'Era. Number 28, Red Bull Leipzig. Last time out, number 33, playing FK Sturm Graz away. RB Leipzig are the ones that have probably been the most disappointing in this Champions League. We thought they would do really good, but however they haven't. They've only won 1 game, and that 1 game was in Matchday 6 against Sporting Club de Portugal. To be honest though, they have had very tough Champions League fixtures with the likes of Atletico, Liverpool, Inter Milan, Juventus and Aston Villa to play in the 5 out of 8 games. Benjamin Šeško, the star striker, is still banging in the goals in, so that is why a lot of clubs will be paying attention to him. For Leipzig, however, it's been pretty disappointing this season. Number 27, Shakhtar Donetsk, playing Borussia Dortmund away. The weird thing is about Shakhtar Donetsk is they can still qualify into the Champions League playoffs, but it will be tough, especially with the goal difference that they do have. They've scored 7 and conceded 13. Now, the win against Stade Brestois did help them still have a little chance in this Champions League. However, their last game is against BVB, which will be tough. One of their main players, the main underrated players, is their goalkeeper of Shakhtar, Dmitro Drinsk. That has helped them a lot. He did have a 10.0 performance unselfish score against PSV Eindhoven with saving over 14s. However, that couldn't get them over the line as they did still lose that game from 2-0 up. However, for Shakhtar Donetsk, the fact that they still have the chance is what they need to believe. Number 26, Dinamo Zagreb, playing AC Milan at home. Dinamo, they've gone better since that 9-2 loss against Bayern. I thought that 9-2 loss would massively affect their morale. However, it's been the exact opposite from Dinamo, the Croatian champions, as they beat RB Salzburg away from home. They did also draw to Celtic. but they will need to beat AC Milan to have a chance. However, they might not even be in this Champions League next year, thanks to the fact they are 7 points off first place HNK Rijeka, which isn't great for them. I will say this will be a prediction that Martin Baturina will be expected a big move. I think he will be going this season from Dinamo Zagreb if they do not get the Champions League in next season. Number 25, VfB Stuttgart. Last time out, number 24, playing Paris-Saint-Germain at home. Narrowly missing out from the Champions League playoff places. I will say VfB Stuttgart will just miss out with that game against PSG, the final home game. I think PSG will win. And the fact that they are in that precarious 24th place before Matchday 8 should be a big of concern. The fact Manchester City are just below them. I am surprised to see how they have done so well since it has been their first season in the Champions League since 2009-2010. But for VfB Stuttgart, they have certainly had memories in this competition this year. Number 24, Club Brugge. Last time out, number 20, playing Manchester City away. So the first club who will be going into the Champions League playoff round, finishing in 24th place in my opinion, will be Club Brugge. They will still lose to Manchester City, however will still qualify, as the likes of Mr. Champions League Hans van Aken is still impressing for Bruges, and you can see they're a hard team to beat recently. They're a very defensive-minded team, but they can get results. And they are also very clinical, with only having an average shot of 11 shots per game, which seems like a lot. However, in recent games, they've only had about 9 or 7 shots per game, but they are still getting the job done. So that is who Bruges need to be, and well, with that comes great responsibility. Number 23, PSV Eindhoven, playing Liverpool FC at home. PSV do have a tough game against Liverpool, but will still go through. And I know I am showing a picture there of Flamenco, who did get sent off against Cervena Zvezda. However, he did score a goal and was vital in that team. Another vital player is Malik Tillman. He has been crucial for De Bruyne with 5 goals and assists in this Champions League. And with Luke de Jong, the striker, scoring them headers, PSV will be a fine team in this Champions League. Number 22, Manchester City. Last time out, number 19, playing Club Brugge at home. They cannot not qualify for this Champions League knockout rounds, Manchester City. They can't. Even though they've had a very frustrating Champions League season and that 4-2 loss against PSG didn't help, I still think they will go through. With the likes of Erling Haaland and the new signings, Omar Mamouche did look deadly against Chelsea. Abdulrahman Kushanov, he also looked like a star defender in the making. You can see they are struggling, obviously, with Rodri missing. But City, I think, will go through. But who would have thought City would be 22nd at the start of this Champions League phase? Certainly not me. Number 21, Eshel Benfica. Last time out, number 13, playing Juventus away. Bad loss that for Benfica. In fact, it was a gut-wrenching loss there to Barcelona as they lost 5-4 at home at the Estadio da Luz. The worst thing about it is a win could have potentially got them into that top 8. So now it leaves them in a bit of a precarious position, thinking if they win, they will be a potential seeded playoff team, a loss, and they might even be out. They had the chance to get in the top 8, but instead they didn't. All because of that 5-4 loss. Number 20, Celtic FC. Last time out, number 22, playing Aston Villa away. A team who did surprise me was Celtic. I didn't think Celtic would qualify into the Champions League playoffs, but my oh my, I was wrong. They won the games they needed to win. Young Boys, Slovan Bratislava. They also beat RB Leipzig in that route. They did draw against Zagreb, Brugge and Atalanta to get the 12 points. I think they will probably lose to Villa, but they have still had a good time in the Champions League, continuing with the playoffs. Kyogo Furuhashi leaving will hurt them, but I think bringing back Jota, a former Celtic player, Jota in paradise is just exactly what they need, because they are certainly living in paradise. Number 19, Stade Bristois. Last time out, number 10, playing Real Madrid at home. So are these though, but these are even more living in paradise. Surprised at the competition, I would say, is an understatement for Stade Bristois. They have been incredible in this UEFA Champions League. They have their biggest game in the history next, facing Real Madrid in Gongom at home. But with the likes of Abdallah Sima and Ludovic Ajoke, I think they may give them a game, you know. I think Stade Brestois may give Real Madrid a game, and I certainly hope they do. Number 18, AS Monaco, last time out. Number 17, playing Inter Milan away. Now going to the other side of France, we have AS Monaco, and they much needed that win against Aston Villa, because that win could still get them into the top 8, depending on how results are going and that. Monaco have been a very good team. Adi Hütter's Monaco has been a good team. Obviously, Takumi Minamino has been influential in how AS Monaco are playing. And the way how they are playing now, if they can get one more win, top 8 could be on the horizon. Number 17, Sporting Clube de Portugal, last time out. Number 18, playing Bologna at home. With Sporting, losing Ruben Amorim has been key in how they are playing. You see they're a lot more open at the back. And the worst thing is they might still get knocked out because of where they are in the league phase. Because of that loss against RB Leipzig, that has put them in a little bit of jeopardy, thinking if they will go through or not. However, Victor Gyökeres has still been scoring goals for Sporting Clube de Portugal. He scored 7 goals in 2025, let alone, and it's only been 1 month of 2025. So if he is key, then Sporting should be fine and should be playing in that Champions League playoffs. Number 16, Juventus, last time out. Number 14, playing Benfica at home. Juventus are a weird team because they did finally have their first league defeat of the season on Saturday with a 2-0 loss to Napoli. They are 17th in the league, Juve, so they are more likely through at an extent. They're in a better position than Sporting and PSG are. But Juve still haven't been great. They've not been a particularly standout team in this Champions League. So I think that will be a problem there for Juventus. They will try, if they can get a win, they will try and potentially get a place in the top 8 if I'm being optimistic, barring if other results don't go their way. Number 15, Paris-Saint-Germain. Last time out, number 25, gone up by 10 places, playing VfB Stuttgart away. Much needed win for PSG in the battle of the Oil Clasico, or in other words, the battle for that playoff place, and PSG did win it by 4-2. After coming back from 2-0 down, they came back and won 4-2 with a fantastic performance from João Neves and Ousmane Dembele, the two superstars in that performance against Manchester City. That is why they have gone up a record 10 places from the 25th place to the 15th in my power rankings. Number 14, LOS Lille, last time out. Number 12, playing Feyenoord at home. A surprise team for some, Lille? Yes, I will say this. I don't think a lot of fans would have thought Lille would get in the Champions League playoff and be convincing the way that they have done, but they have. And Jonathan David, again, showing who is boss in this Champions League, as he has been the key player for Bruno Genesso's team. And while Lille in the Champions League are doing fantastic, the 12th place, they're still in a shot for the top 8. They are only 4 goals off a place in that top 8 place. So that shows how good Lille have been. They've gone down 2 places in my power rankings following the 2-1 loss to Liverpool, but Lille will stay there, and they will be back for me rating some Champions League action. Number 13, Borussia Dortmund, last time out. Number 7, playing Shakhtar Donetsk at home. A team that has gone down massively in my power rankings, though, for this match day, Borussia Dortmund, and that was because of their 2-1 loss last week to Bologna, and you could see it coming. You could see it was the writing on the wall for Nuri Sahin after that loss. You could see when Dortmund conceded 2 in a minute, they 1-0 up, conceded 2 in a minute against Bologna, who only scored 1 goal prior to this game. You knew then that something had to change, and the sacking of Nuri Sahin was expected from Borussia Dortmund, as now they will want to back up that form and potentially have a good end to the Champions League campaign so that they are ready then for the playoffs. Number 12, Feyenoord, last time out. Number 21, playing LOS Lille away. Feyenoord have reminded me a lot of Lille this season, how they have defied the odds in this Champions League. Feyenoord, I thought they would be in a whole lot of a lower position than they are now, and they just beat Bayern Munich by 3-0. So that shows that they are no mercy. They are no stopping. They want to do very well in this competition, and I don't blame them. With the likes of Haji Musa and Santiago Gutierrez, Feyenoord are a very surprising team based on how good they are, and especially if they can get the crowd rolling at De Kuip, then that is where they will get most of their wins. Number 11, Real Madrid. Last time out, number 15, playing Stade Brestois away. When Kylian Mbappe's on his day, innit? As Real Madrid won 5-1 against RB Salzburg. Kylian Mbappe scoring a hat-trick the game before that against Real Valladolid. He's finally starting to get his form back for Los Blancos at the right time too. At the perfectly right time. Now, Real Madrid, it will be hard for them to get a potential top 8 finish purely because of where they are situated. However, they will come back strong, Real Madrid. We know that they are a team that will come back strong. Actually, no, it was after the game against Salzburg. He did score a hat-trick, Kylian Mbappe. So that shows how he is on form. He is top form, ready for the game. Now, Real Madrid have Stade Brestois. That will be a very interesting game to see how Real Madrid will cope with how good Stade Brestois have been in this Champions League. But for Real Madrid, things are looking good. That is why they are 11th in my power rankings, gone up by 4 places. Number 10, Bayern Munich. Last time out, number 8, playing Slovan Bratislava home. Bayern Munich very surprisingly lost 3-0 to Feyenoord, and I was very surprised with that because Bayern Munich usually play very well, and they have played very well under Vincent Kompany. It's just that game against Feyenoord, they completely went. And even though they had most of the shots, they actually had 30 shots. Feyenoord had 8. 80% possession to 20. Feyenoord still got the win, and the win is the win. That is the all-important result for Bayern Munich. So that loss was a bad loss, but Bayern Munich, they will be aiming to get through to this last 8. And the fact they have Slovan Bratislava at home, they could not have picked a better game to bounce back and potentially get a couple of goals against that Slovan Bratislava defence. So then they could have a very good shout at getting into that top 8. Because if I were Bayern, I'd be doing that. Number 9, Atalanta. Last time out, number 11, playing FC Barcelona away. Atalanta have been a very good team in this Champions League, in my opinion, one of the best to watch. However, with their game against Barcelona at the Montjuic on Wednesday, that is an influential game. Barcelona is the only team that can compete with Liverpool for that top spot. So if Barcelona win, depending on the Liverpool score, they could get first. Atalanta, if they win, they will secure a place in the top 8. And with the likes of Charles de Ketelaere, Adeola Lookman, and Matteo Retegui for Atalanta, they could give Barcelona a game, I think they could give Barcelona a game, and if they do, they will occupy that top 8 place. However, on my power rankings, I'm going they will fall 1 short at 9th. Number 8, Aston Villa. Last time out, number 6, playing Celtic FC at home. And the team for me that will occupy that 8th spot, Aston Villa, because of who they play. They play Celtic in a game that doesn't particularly matter for both teams. Celtic, they will get a playoff place. Aston Villa, if they win against Celtic at Villa Park, they will get a top 8 place. So that is why I think Aston Villa will win at Villa Park. I just think their quality is too good for Celtic, and Celtic don't usually do well against English teams. Villa, it will be a monumental night at Villa Park, I am sure. And Aston Villa, in my opinion, and for a lot of people's opinion, will finally occupy that top 8 place. Number 7, Bayer Leverkusen. Last time out, number 5, playing Sparta Prague at home. Bayer Leverkusen struggled to break down Atletico Madrid's defence even with 10 men. That is why they lost the game. Atletico had a game plan to beat Bayer Leverkusen, and they did exactly that. And hearing the news that Victor Boniface could most likely go to Saudi Arabia to join Al Nassr, that is not good news on Bayer Leverkusen, who would like that striker to occupy Patrick Schick. Bayer Leverkusen, I'm sure they will get that top 8 place with Florian Wirtz, with Granit Xhaka, with Robert Andrich performing for Leverkusen. It's just, will they get that place because of the game they play against Sparta Prague? I think they will. Number 6, AC Milan. Last time out, number 16. Also going up by 10 places, playing Dinamo Zagreb away. AC Milan, one of the weirdest teams in this Champions League, because following the sacking of Paulo Fonseca of Sergio Conceição, they have still been good in the Champions League. The Champions League is their zone, and it happens to a lot of teams. Just look at Borussia Dortmund, for example. They were fantastic in the Champions League, even got to the Champions League final under Edin Terzic, even when they weren't that great. Same is happening to AC Milan under Paulo Fonseca and Sergio Conceição. They weren't great in the league, but they are now transforming it in the Champions League. That is why they've gone up to 6th place. And I think AC Milan could occupy that top 8 place, which, granted where they are in the league, is something very, very good. Number 5, Atletico de Madrid. Last time out, number 9, playing RB Salzburg away. Atletico Madrid starting to show what they are worth in this Champions League, as they carried on and did typical Atletico Madrid things against Bayer Leverkusen. They won a game with 10 men. Diego Simeone ball tactically masterminding Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen, and because of that, won the game by 2-1. Now, for Atletico Madrid, they have a game against RB Salzburg, which they should really win, in my opinion. Top 8 looks very, very good, with the likes of Julian Alvarez and Antoine Griezmann leading the line for Atleti. Things are going well. Number 4, Arsenal, playing Girona FC away. Arsenal are doing what we thought they would do with that 3-0 win against Dinamo Zagreb. And Kai Havertz, he had a good game. Declan Rice scored his first goal in the Champions League, as Arsenal are in safe hands. That top 4 place is most likely secured. That top 8 space is secured for the Gunners. So now it's them to just win. They may even go for a rotated team against Girona, but 4th place is pretty standard for the Gunners. I think the other 3 teams are slightly above them, but Arsenal are one of the favourites to win this Champions League with how much attacking depth they have, and especially Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard are playing. Bukayo Saka coming back from injury. That will help them a lot in this Champions League run. Number 3, Inter Milan. Last time out, number 2, playing AS Monaco at home. Inter Milan doing Inter Milan things under Simeone Inzaghi. They are a good team. They are a very, very good team, Inter Milan. They did beat Sparta Prague by 1-0, which was expected. 10 shots to 12. 12 going to Inter, 10 going to Sparta. They should do better, and they are doing better. Inter Milan are doing really, really good. That is why they are where they are in the league. They are one of the favourites to win this Champions League, and no reason, because of how much defensive calibre and threat they have basically in this Champions League. So Inter Milan are doing really well, and no wonder why they are one of the favourites to win this year's Champions League. Number 2, FC Barcelona. Last time out, number 3, playing Atalanta at home. Simply that 5-4 comeback against Benfica is why I've upgraded Barcelona from number 3 to number 2. Just because of how resilient they were in that game. They fought on and they never gave up. Ever since that Anthony Trubin own goal, which went and hit Rafinha on the head, you knew that was the turning point they needed. And well, the goal from Rafinha in the 95th minute summed up what Barcelona are. A team that always fights and never gives up. Hansi Flick has 3 of the best front 3 in the world. Rafinha, Robert Lewandowski and Lamine Yamal. 3 quality attacking wingers. And they could cause some serious damage in the Champions League heading up to the latter stages of this competition. Liverpool and Barcelona will not face until the final if they are number 1 and number 2. And to be fair, that would be an absolutely fantastic final. And I could see it happening by the way how Barcelona are playing. And finally, the team who have confirmed my number 1 spot in the Power Rankings is number 1 Liverpool Football Club, playing PSV Eindhoven away. But once again, the team who is in number 1 place is Liverpool, and they have to be in this number 1 place. They are number 1, they are number 1 in the league. 7 out of 7 beat PSV Eindhoven, and they are undefeated in the league phase. That is impressive. That is very impressive. And I tell you what, Liverpool could easily... They could win this Champions League. They could easily win this Champions League because when they don't play particularly great, they can win. They can win. They have the skill to win games. And that is what Liverpool are like. That is how good Liverpool are in this Champions League. They will be one of the front runners to win because of how much attacking threat they have with Cody Gakpo, Luis Diaz, Darwin Núñez, Mohamed Salah, Diogo Jota, with how much attacking threat they have. And no wonder, because Liverpool, they are a bloody good team, and I could see them lifting that Champions League, which, as a Manchester United fan, as you've probably heard, I would be absolutely dreading. However, it would be no surprise to see the Red Men lift their 7th Champions League, because they have been simply outstanding in this Champions League. I have to put my hands up and say, well done, Liverpool. You have been phenomenal. Arne Slot's Red Men continuing to do well. As well, that lucky gamble of hiring Arne Slot, turns out they've just hit the jackpot. So because of that, this will be a prediction of what I think will be the Champions League playoffs, having the top 8 on the other section as the final top 8 of the 2024-25 UEFA Champions League phase. Wow. I cannot quite believe we are now at the end of this power ranking. This has been a fantastic ride. Thank you so much for the support on this. Thanks so much for me trying to edit all of this as well. This was one hell of a task. And just like that, I will get going, and that will be the end of the Champions League power rankings for the league phase of the 2024-25 season. So if you did like that, if you do say something you really mean a lot to me, you don't have to. As I will go. See you soon. Stay safe. I'll be talking to you a lot then in the next one. Have a good one. See ya, and bye-bye.